Hello everyone. Welcome to UPSC Explainer 101. Today, we'll explore Chapter 7, The Revolt of 1857, from Spectrum. Let's dive in. Analyze the various causes of the Revolt of 1857. Discuss how each factor contributed to the uprising. Answer: economic causes, exorbitant taxes under the new revenue system strained peasants, destruction of traditional Indian industries due to British industrial policies led to unemployment, unfair trade practices and high tariffs on Indian goods reduced revenues for local artisans. Political causes, policies like the doctrine of lapse and subsidiary alliance dispossessed many rulers and chieftains, leading to political dissatisfaction. The annexation of Indian states by the British eliminated traditional power structures. Military causes, discrimination against Indian soldiers in pay, promotion, and conditions of service. The introduction of the Enfield rifle and the cartridge greased with cow and pig fat hurt religious sentiments. Social and religious causes, British policies interfered with Indian social customs, e.g., abolition of sati, Christian missionary activities and the fear of religious conversion created mistrust. Administrative causes, the administrative policies were seen as corrupt and exploitative. Displacement of Indian administrators by the British led to a loss of prestige and livelihood. Describe the course of the revolt of 1857, highlighting the major centers of the revolt and the leaders involved. Answer: initial outbreak began in Meerut on May 10, 1857, and spread rapidly across northern and central India. Major centers and leaders: Delhi, led by General Bakht Khan. Symbolic importance as it was the seat of the Mughal Emperor. Kanpur, Nana Saheb led the revolt with significant military skill. Lucknow, Begum Hazrat Mahal played a crucial role in organizing the rebellion. Jhansi, Rani Laxmibai became a symbol of resistance with her valiant fight. Bihar, Kumwar Singh, an elderly yet dynamic leader, mobilized the masses. Spread and suppression, the revolt spread through a significant part of North India but lacked coordination and centralized control. Suppression by British forces was swift and brutal, with heavy casualties on both sides. Evaluate the reasons for the failure of the revolt of 1857. Answer: limited geographic spread. The revolt was largely confined to North India, lacking a pan-Indian character. Lack of unity and coordination. Diverse groups with varying objectives did not have a unified strategy or leadership. Superior British military strength. The British had better resources, military organization, and strategic planning. Lack of modern weapons and training. The rebels were disadvantaged in terms of weaponry and military training. Support to British from certain Indian states. States like Hyderabad, Sindh, and Punjab supported the British, which was crucial in suppressing the revolt. Discuss the consequences and significance of the revolt of 1857 for Indian history. Answer: political reorganization. The British Crown took direct control, ending the rule of the East India Company. Administrative changes, reforms were introduced to placate Indians, and Indians were admitted to certain administrative posts. Military reorganization, the composition of the army was restructured to prevent future revolts. Socio-religious impact, the British became more cautious in dealing with religious and social matters. Seed of nationalism, the revolt, despite its failure, sowed the seeds of Indian nationalism and inspired future freedom struggles. Assess the role of various social groups in the revolt of 1857. How did their participation shape the nature of the uprising? Answer: sepoys played a pivotal role as primary instigators of the revolt. Their grievances were initially professional and personal but soon took a political turn. Landlords and feudal chiefs, dispossessed landlords like Nana Saheb and Rani Laxmibai joined the revolt, seeking to regain their lost territories. Their participation added a significant political dimension to the uprising. Peasants, faced with oppressive taxation and agrarian distress, many peasants saw the revolt as an opportunity to express their grievances. Their involvement gave the revolt a mass base, although their objectives were often local and specific to their conditions. Artisans and craftsmen suffered due to the decline of traditional industries under British policies. Their participation was more passive, influenced by the overall discontent against economic policies. Analyze the British response to the revolt of 1857. What strategies were adopted to suppress the revolt, and what were the implications of these strategies? Answer: military suppression. The British responded with a massive deployment of troops, both from within India and from abroad. Brutal military campaigns were launched to recapture rebel-held territories, divide and rule. The British exploited existing social and religious divisions to weaken the revolt, promising protection to those who remained loyal. This strategy deepened communal and social divides, impacting the socio-political fabric of India. Propaganda and psychological warfare used propaganda to undermine the morale of the rebels and to justify their own actions both in India and in Britain. The portrayal of the revolt as a mere sepoy mutiny downplayed its widespread nature. Post-revolt reconciliation and reforms. After the revolt, the British implemented reforms to appease Indians and prevent future uprisings. These reforms included promises to respect Indian traditions and rights in the Queen's Proclamation of 1858. Discuss the historical interpretations of the revolt of 1857. How have different historians viewed its nature and significance? Answer. British historians' perspective initially labeled it as a sepoy mutiny, emphasizing the military aspects and downplaying its political and nationalistic elements. Viewed primarily as a reaction to the greased cartridges and military grievances, nationalist historians' perspective regarded it as the first war of Indian independence, emphasized its role as a unifying force against colonial rule and as a precursor to the Indian freedom struggle. Revisionist view focuses on the complex nature of the revolt, considering it neither a mere mutiny nor a fully fledged national uprising, highlights the multiple causes, regional variations, and the divergent interests of the participants. Contemporary analysis. Modern historians view it in the context of long-term social, economic, and political transformations in India, recognize its limitations in terms of lack of coherent ideology but acknowledge its impact on future national movements. Prelims MCQs. What was the immediate reaction of Hindu sepoys at Meerut during the revolt of 1857? A. They marched towards Calcutta. B. They headed to the Mughal imperial capital, Delhi. C. They isolated themselves from other troops. D. They surrendered to British forces. Answer. B. They headed to the Mughal imperial capital, Delhi. Which policy contributed to the discontent among Indian rulers leading up to the revolt of 1857? A. Non-intervention policy. B. Divide and rule policy. C. Doctrine of lapse. D. Policy of religious tolerance. Answer. C. Doctrine of lapse. Which of the following factors was a significant cause of the sepoy discontent before the revolt of 1857? A. Improved living conditions in barracks. B. Equal pay compared to their British counterparts. C. Restrictions on wearing caste and sectarian marks. D. Greater religious freedoms. Answer. C. Restrictions on wearing caste and sectarian marks. How did the British East India Company respond to the White Mutiny? A. They negotiated a compromise with the mutineers. B. They increased the pay of the European forces. C. They offered free passage home for those who wished to leave. D. They deployed additional forces to suppress the mutiny. Answer. C. They offered free passage home for those who wished to leave. What role did Shah Mal play during the revolt of 1857? A. He was a British officer who suppressed the revolt. B. He was a diplomat who negotiated peace. C. He organized the peasants in Pargana Barat. D. He was a prominent leader who surrendered early in the revolt. Answer. C. He organized the peasants in Pargana Barat. The revolt of 1857 was significant for its display of Hindu-Muslim unity. What was one of the main factors that facilitated this unity? A. The religious policies of the British that equally affected both communities. B. The leadership of Bahadur Shah Zafar, a Muslim, accepted by Hindu sepoys. C. The economic policies of the British that indiscriminately impacted both Hindus and Muslims. D. A pre-existing strong sense of Indian nationalism that transcended religious boundaries. Answer. B. The leadership of Bahadur Shah Zafar, a Muslim, accepted by Hindu sepoys. How did British economic policies contribute to the revolt of 1857? A. By promoting Indian handicrafts over British goods. B. By imposing high tariffs on Indian goods while allowing free entry to British products. C. By equally taxing British and Indian merchants. D. By encouraging the growth of Indian industries. Answer. B. By imposing high tariffs on Indian goods while allowing free entry to British products. What role did the General Service Enlistment Act of 1856 play in aggravating the discontent among Indian sepoys? A. It improved the living conditions of the sepoys. B. It mandated sepoys to serve overseas, which was against their religious beliefs. C. It equalized the pay of Indian and British soldiers. D. It restricted the sepoys from wearing religious symbols. Answer. B. It mandated sepoys to serve overseas, which was against their religious beliefs. The Revolt of 1857 is often seen as the first expression of Indian nationalism. What aspect of the revolt supports this view? A. The revolt was well organized with a central command. B. The revolt had a clearly articulated vision for an independent India. C. The revolt brought together diverse Indian communities against a common enemy. D. The revolt was primarily focused on religious freedom. Answer. C. The revolt brought together diverse Indian communities against a common enemy. In what way did the doctrine of lapse policy contribute to the revolt of 1857? A. It allowed Indian rulers to adopt heirs to their thrones. B. It promoted the rightful succession of Indian princes. C. It led to the annexation of Indian states if rulers died without a biological heir. D. It ensured the protection of Indian cultural practices. Answer. C. It led to the annexation of Indian states if rulers died without a biological heir. The revolt of 1857 witnessed significant participation from various strata of society. Which of the following groups predominantly remained loyal to the British during the revolt? A. The peasantry. B. The Indian princely states. C. The urban middle class. D. The landless laborers. Answer. B. The Indian princely states. The British used various strategies to suppress the revolt of 1857. Which of the following was a key military strategy used? A. Guerrilla warfare. B. Naval blockade. C. Siege and relief operations. D. Aerial bombardment. Answer. C. Siege and relief operations. The revolt of 1857 led to significant administrative changes in India. Which of the following acts formally ended the rule of the East India Company? A. Charter Act of 1853. B. Government of India Act, 1858. C. Pitt's India Act, 1784. D. Regulating Act of 1773. Answer. B. Government of India Act, 1858. One of the socio-religious causes of the revolt of 1857 was the fear of religious conversion. Which of the following acts by the British heightened this fear among Indians? A. The introduction of Western education. B. The abolition of sati. C. The establishment of missionary schools. D. The legal allowance of widow remarriage. Answer. D. The legal allowance of widow remarriage. The Enfield rifle, which played a significant role in igniting the revolt of 1857, had a particular feature that caused discontent among the sepoys. What was this feature? A. The rifle was difficult to operate. B. The cartridges were rumored to be greased with cow and pig fat. C. The rifle was less effective than traditional weapons. D. The rifle was manufactured in Britain, symbolizing colonial oppression. Answer. B. The cartridges were rumored to be greased with cow and pig fat. What impact did the doctrine of lapse policy have on the Indian princely states during the period leading up to the revolt of 1857? A. It led to increased autonomy of the princely states. B. It resulted in the annexation of states without natural heirs. C. It encouraged princely states to adopt democratic governance. D. It strengthened alliances between Indian states and the British. Answer. B. It resulted in the annexation of states without natural heirs. How did socio-religious reforms implemented by the British contribute to the outbreak of the revolt of 1857? A. They were largely welcomed by the Indian populace. B. They led to the empowerment of marginalized communities. C. They were seen as interference in traditional Indian social structures. D. They promoted religious harmony between different communities. Answer. C. They were seen as interference in traditional Indian social structures. The revolt of 1857 had several leaders across different regions. Which one of the following leaders was associated with the revolt in Bihar? A. Rani Laxmibai. B. Nana Saheb. C. Kumwar Singh. D. Bahadur Shah Zafar. Answer. C. Kumwar Singh. The British response to the revolt of 1857 included certain administrative changes. Which of the following was a direct consequence of the revolt in terms of administrative restructuring? A. Introduction of the Civil Services Examination. B. Abolition of the East India Company's rule and transfer of control to the British Crown. C. Establishment of the Indian National Congress. D. Division of Bengal. Answer. B. Abolition of the East India Company's rule and transfer of control to the British Crown. The Revolt of 1857 had a significant impact on the British military policies in India. Which of the following changes was implemented in the aftermath of the revolt? A. Complete disbandment of the Indian Army. B. Integration of British and Indian military units. C. Increased recruitment from regions and communities perceived as loyal. D. Introduction of conscription in Indian provinces. Answer. C. Increased recruitment from regions and communities perceived as loyal. Thanks for watching.